Yeah, so I think social networks are really important. I've had an Instagram for like a really long time, years, and that's what I focus my main one on, my main like effort and everything. I do a lot. I try to like do like maybe 2 posts a day, because people are always looking at that as like a portfolio these days. Instagram's most for my field because it's visual. I guess maybe if you were like going to be a poet or something, you might do Twitter. I can't do Twitter. I just think it's, I don't know, I think focusing on one platform is best at how it works for me, because too much is just like you separate your veins. I think putting all of your effort into one where you can refer people, and then that gives a really good representation of how you're working. I do lots of Instagram stories because I think it's a really good way to like show like a bit more of a personal side to your Instagram. I think it's nice to see that someone has personality and is interesting, and not just like maybe posting up pictures, which people like to see. But I think, yeah, where like people like to see process and stuff like that. I think it's not good enough. I don't know. I think it's not always enough to have just an Instagram or something. And if you do have an Instagram, I think it's quite important to have it as like a not too personal. I think it's nice to give it a personal twist, but I have my work. I have 2 Instagrams. I have one for work and I have one for my personal, which is like private and no one can see. Showing something like different on your social media rather than on your portfolio website, I think is quite important. A more personal side, because that's kind of what it is really. I have a Facebook page as well, which I'm not as great with. But I do think Facebook's really important as well, just letting everyone in your network, your existing network that you already have, you don't have to like ram it down their throat all the time, but as long as everyone knows that's what you're doing, then you don't know when it is that person who like you haven't seen in years, who now works for a big company in London doing like branding or something, and then they're like, oh, actually I know an illustrator and her stuff is perfect, and it comes up all the time. Keeping it as social as possible is really important.